Development versus environment. India is forsaking its trees for the highways, metros, and bullet trains. Well, not really. All of us know the unprecedented rate at which highways and rail networks are expanding in India. But do you know that from 2019 to 2021, the total forest and tree cover in India has also increased by 2,261 square kilometers? Ideally, this shouldn't surprise anyone. Indian civilization has thrived in consonance with Mother Nature. Our culture is known for coexisting with nature, not for conquering or dominating it. It is rooted in the idea of coexistence of humans and forests. The idea that all elements of nature embody a spiritual essence is central to the Indian culture. Our lifestyle has been shaped by revering and using these elements, be it people or neem. Reverence of sacred groves shows this harmonious interdependence between humans, nature, and spirituality. I'm sure you will recollect at least one such tree or grove in your neighborhood or your village which has been central or sacred to your community. While Rigved provides for the worship of Aranyani, the goddess of the forest, Jain Dharma stresses on not harming life, be it in any form, plants or animals. In the Mahabharata, the Pandavas' stay in the Kamyaka forest is depicted as a time of learning and spiritual development, highlighting the deep bond between forests and overall well-being. Similarly, countless stories give forests prime importance as places of enlightenment. Meditating under a tree and seeking the ultimate truth, be it Lord Buddha or Lord Mahavir, is a recurring theme in our dharma. Remember that the third ashram in the Chaturashram, or the 4 stages of life prescribed in dharma, is Vanprastha ashram. This takes an individual one step closer to the Purusharth and finally moksha. Even today, the lives of the Vanvasis or tribals reflect the emotional, cultural and economic significance that forests hold in our lives. While food, medicine and livelihood are what forests provide, the ritual, culture and identity are the ways of the community to protect and preserve the forest. For example, fruits and bark of the Saj tree are used in traditional medicine by the Gond tribe, which in turn venerate this tree. As a sacred tree for the Gond tribe, it appears in their folklore. Many rituals of the Gond community involve offerings and prayers near the Saj tree. This underscores the profound connection between the communities and their natural environment, where trees like Saj are not merely resources but integral part of their identity and heritage. As a result, efforts have been made to conserve the Saj tree and protect its habitats in regions inhabited by the Gond tribe. This includes initiatives to prevent deforestation and promote sustainable management of forests where these trees grow. After winning the 2024 Lok Sabha polls, Prime Minister Modi launched the Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam campaign on the occasion of World Environment Day. He planted a peepal tree at Buddha Jayanti Park in Delhi and urged everyone to contribute to numerous efforts which have led to increased forest cover across the nation. Efforts like these are symbolic of the ecologically conscious development that India's forest cover saw a consistent increase over the last decade. Globally, India ranks third in the net gain in average annual forest area between 2010 and 2020. But how is forest cover defined? According to the FSI or Forest Survey of India, forest cover includes all lands of size of 1 hectare or more with tree canopy cover of more than 10%. According to the latest India State of Forest Report 2021, India's total forest and tree cover is 80.9 million hectares, which constitutes 24.62% of the country's total area. From 2019 to 2021, the total forest cover increased by 2,261 square kilometers. It revealed that 17 Indian states have a forest cover of over 33%. In the period from 2017 to 2019, India's forest and tree cover had substantially increased by 5,188 square kilometers. Madhya Pradesh has the largest area under forest cover at 77,493 square kilometers, followed by Arunachal Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Orissa and Maharashtra. In terms of change in forest cover, Andhra Pradesh saw the maximum increase, followed by Telangana and Odisha. However, some states also saw a small decline, like Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Nagaland, Mizoram and Meghalaya. This overall increase is a result of multiple efforts at engaging local communities, afforestation and ecologically sensitive development. Over the past decade, collaboration between the government and the tribal communities has been instrumental in protecting and restoring India's forest. By involving local communities and respecting preserving their traditional knowledge and skills, these efforts ensure sustainable forest management and conservation. Under the Joint Forest Management, local communities are involved in the management and restoration of forests. With over 1 lakh JFM committees managing about 22 million hectares of forest land, this initiative has significantly boosted conservation efforts. The Forest Rights Act grants tribals and other forest dwellers the rights to manage and use forest resources. Millions of hectares have been handed over to these communities, ensuring their active role in sustainable forest management. Programs like Integrated Development of Wildlife Habitats involve tribals in conservation activities while providing them with alternative livelihoods. This reduces human-wildlife conflict and promotes the conservation of critical habitats. Programs promoting non-timber forest products like honey, bamboo, and medicinal plants provide sustainable income for tribals, reducing their dependency on logging and other destructive activities, which in turn helps in conserving forest covers. National Bamboo Mission is a critical part of it. In Madhya Pradesh, tribals have successfully managed community forests, leading to an increased forest cover and biodiversity. The Dongaria Khond tribe's efforts in conserving Niyamgiri Hills are internationally recognized for their commitment to environmental protection. Apart from engaging local communities, several afforestation activities have been taken up in the past under various programs like Manrega, Green India Mission, National Afforestation Program, Submission on Agroforestry, Nagar Van Scheme, National Bamboo Mission, etc. The Submission on Agroforestry, the National Afforestation Program, was strengthened by the Modi government to restore degraded forest lands through various plantation drives and community participation. The Nagar Van Scheme, which was launched on the World Environment Day in 2020, aims to create 600 Nagar Vans or urban forests and 400 Nagar Vatikas or urban gardens across India by 24-25. The scheme's objective is to increase tree cover and enhance biodiversity in urban areas to improve the ecological balance and quality of life in cities. The scheme has approved 270 projects with a total cost of 238.64 crores so far and is being funded by the Compensatory Afforestation Fund Management and Planning Authority or CAMPA. CAMPA Act 2016 ensures that funds collected for afforestation are used effectively. Under CAMPA, over 47,000 crores has been allocated to states for afforestation and wildlife conservation. Additionally, the Miyawaki method has gained popularity for urban afforestation. It is a technique pioneered by Japanese botanist Akira Miyawaki to create dense and fast-growing urban forests. The Miyawaki method accelerates the natural growth of forests. Using this method, the forests mature in 20 to 30 years rather than 200 to 300 years that it would naturally take. This creates a self-sustaining ecosystem that needs minimal maintenance after the first 3 years. Cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, and Chennai have successfully implemented this method to create mini forests in urban areas. These efforts have been instrumental in improving urban green cover, enhancing biodiversity, reducing air pollution, and creating green spaces for public recreation and well-being. Forest cover has become an important criteria in the formula for devolution of funds to the states by the Finance Commission. The 14th Finance Commission first introduced this component in 2015 with weightage of 7.5%. Now it has been increased by the 15th Finance Commission to 10%. So now the states focusing on forest cover and ecology get more funds from the center. Schemes like Harit Haram help Telangana add 136,100 hectares to its forest cover by 2021. Driven by India's National Forest Policy and Green India Mission, tree planting has become a primary activity for most forest departments in the country. Under the Green India Mission, the Modi government has targeted to increase the forest cover to 33% of the total geographical area. In 2015, India also took up IUCN's Bond Challenge and pledged to restore 21 million hectares of degraded land by 2030. And in 2018, India became the first ever country to present a progress report. As per the report, India has brought a massive 9.8 million hectares under restoration since 2011. India's National Action Plan on Climate Change outlines 8 national missions focusing on solar energy, energy efficiency, sustainable agriculture, water conservation, and Himalayan ecosystems. It aims to mainstream climate considerations into national development strategies. For 2 consecutive years, in 2021 and 2022, Hyderabad was recognized as the Tree City of the World by Arbor Day Foundation and the Food and Agriculture Organization. In line with ecologically sensitive development, India's Green Highways policy aims to promote green cover along highways through afforestation, maintenance of ecological balance, and increase of wildlife corridors. Balasaheb Thackeray Samruddhi Mahamarg between Nagpur and Mumbai will have 9 bridges and 17 underpasses for wild animal movement. Along the highway, leopard-proof fences will also be constructed. Also, India's first ever ever soundproof highway passing through the Pench Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh is being constructed in a way that it doesn't disturb the animals living in the area. This 16-kilometer long highway is elevated, allowing wild animals to pass underneath it. Such eco-bridges and green highways are fast becoming a norm for highway construction in India. The Ministry of Road and Transport Highways plans to develop 22 greenfield highways under the Bharatmala scheme and other schemes. A total of 10,000 kilometers of green express highways are being built across the nation at a cost of Rs 4.5 lakh crores. India is steadily emerging as a leader in environment conservation efforts, be it preserving biodiversity, ensuring ecologically sensitive development, leading efforts for renewable and clean energy, or embarking on ambitious climate goals. Chanakya in Arthashastra provides detailed instructions on afforestation. He prescribes very strict punishments for injury to plants or destruction of forests. Fines were imposed for damaging flowering and fruit-bearing trees in city parks or nearby areas. For example, those cutting off shoots faced a fine of 6 pannas. Fines were also imposed for destroying trees in sacred places, meditation groves, or cremation grounds. Chanakya advised people to protect trees marked with royal seals and to mark boundaries with distinctive signs on trees in sanctuaries and royal gardens. Therefore, India's eco-friendly development is not a novel change. Instead, it is a revert to our original self as a people and as a civilization. This partnership with nature is not just a policy. It is just who we are as a society. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. This is Urvi. See you in the next one.